The Leafs have to be salivating for their matchup against the St. Louis Blues. Second time in a week, this time in Toronto, of course, way back last Tuesday, a 5-4 OT win. Willie Nylander, the winner. And of course, the big news on Monday, in my opinion, St. Louis announcing injuries to Ryan O'Reilly and Vladimir Tarasenko. And I think if there's a time to play the Blues, it's probably right now, Rosie.
Yeah, ouch. Those are two of their big dogs that are out. But as we know from our season this year, that doesn't always mean that you're going to be garbage. Sometimes teams rally
True.
behind being down, and other guys step up and do things out of the ordinary. So I certainly wouldn't take them lightly, but that's a big knock for the Blues. And I was thinking about them a couple of years ago. Like, it doesn't even seem right to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but around Christmas time, they were dead last in the NHL
Correct.
and then won the Stanley Cup. Like, that wasn't talked about enough, in my opinion. Like, that's impossible. How do you pass all of those teams in a handful of months and get that much better? I know injuries and this and coaching changes and shit like that, but that was insane, man. And I mean, that just really proves to you that anything can bloody well happen. And if you ever think your team's toast or whatever, look at the Blues from, what was that, 2019?
Yeah. Yeah. You,
That's
you want to talk about
insane.
anomalies. Like it really was insane. And as you know, I was covering the league at the time still. And just watching that to hiring Craig Berube to looking at the run Jordan Binnington went on coming out of seemingly nowhere later on in his career, like everything seemed to trend in the direction of the St. Louis Blues. And now you flash forward to 2022/2023 and nothing's going their way. Like they have a lot of depth. Binnington has been just pedestrian so far. I highlighted the numbers last week against the Leafs. They haven't improved whatsoever. I'm having a tough time trying to quantify this game, by the way. I believe the over under is set at 6. And I think I'm probably leaning towards the under, but to be honest, I'm staying away because we know the last little while in the matchups, the Leafs and Blues, they always seem to hit the over. But I just talked about the injuries to O'Reilly and Tarasenko. I think the Blues are going to play a sheltered game and try to scrap out like a 2-1 game. That's just my feel.
Yeah, I could see that too. Obviously, they're going to be kind of in uncharted territory without, Tarasenko and O'Reilly. That's a big hole in their deal, and it'll be tough to step up and fill those shoes and fill the net. But yeah, I would imagine they're going to be heavy team defense, keep things to the perimeter, and try to win that way. And Binghamton's going to need to be good if he's playing. And I don't know if the Leafs bring their shit, man. The Blues are going to be in trouble. But again, one of those games where you think it's already won when you look at the lineup, and that's going to be no good. But again, I think the Leafs have matured and they kind of don't pay attention to that shit and they just bring their game. And the biggest thing is when I look at the score sheets after every game, it's always so spread out with the scoring. Like,
Yeah.
this guy has a big game, that guy has a big game. It's not just like Austin Matthews is carrying the team on his back every goddamn game and beating teams single-handedly. And let's just hope that happens in the playoffs. That's not what's happening. It's a much more well-rounded scoring depth and depth in general throughout the lineup, which is really good to see because you certainly need that during the playoffs. And goaltending's been fixed. It just looks pretty good, and I'm excited going into the new year here. And hopefully they start off right tonight.
The projected starter for this game is Ilya Samsonov, who, by the way, is 9-0-0 at Scotiabank Arena so far this season. By the way, it sounds like Rasmus Sandin is good to go after missing 4 games with a neck injury. And as we expected, looks like Connor Timmins is going to be out. But having said that, I wouldn't be shocked at some point in time the Leafs go 11-7. I think these guys are all going to get the opportunity. And it's not like Timmins played himself out of the lineup. I think they're just trying to look at this decor and give it a look tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's nice for once we have options on who we're playing rather than scrambling to shove
True.
anyone we can get on an airplane into the game. So, good problem to have, but long season left. There'll be more injuries. There'll be more ups and downs. I mean, mark my words now, this team will go through a little skid here before the playoffs and the sky will be falling again. But like, that's just what happens. They're going to be working things out, and it's a long grindy season, and it's hard to stay on top of your game when there's 20 some guys all trying to do it together. There's going to be little lulls and breaks in the chemistry and the flow of the team. So that's just what happens. But it's nice that guys are healing up and starting to come back into the lineup.
10-14 in January on home ice. The Leafs 13-2-3 at home. And I really want to see them make Scotiabank Arena a house of pain. I think they have so far this season, but I think they can really take advantage of the schedule this month, Rosie.
Yeah, a nice January for them, obviously, and their record shows that it is beneficial for them to be in that barn. And I'd just like to see them like go on another bit of a run and not worry about what happened in the past and have that barn just fucking rocking. Like have Toronto
Yeah.
believe that this is the real deal. Like we literally have a shot at winning the Stanley Cup this year, and let's be excited about it. Let's enjoy this because we've got a really good team. Let that fucking roof blow off that barn. I know it hardly ever happens, but it is possible. I've heard it. And get behind this team and rally on this big home stretch here throughout the month and get jacked up and just run those last couple of months right into playoffs there after January and let's go on a run and do this fucking thing.
Maybe it starts with a Dryden Hunt fight, your new favorite player on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Ooh.
This game preview, this game preview is brought to you by our friends at Montana's. Montana's is bringing back the viewing party with daily deals in 2023, including daily drink deals and specials. Of course, that's right up our alley. Make sure to subscribe to the Nation Network YouTube page and also the Leafs Nation Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook accounts at TLN DC on Twitter. By the way, lots of great prizes and giveaways are coming away later this month, and you're courtesy our new friends at Montana's.